we'll do our mat work, and it's got a little bit of everything going. So yes, let's get started. So we'll start by lying on our backs. We're just going to let our legs rock side to side, nice and slow. Just get a bit of mobility through that low back. Everybody has their own range, so if you feel a nice stretch with your legs here, that's fine. If you need to take those legs a bit further away, do what feels best for your body. All right, now we're just going to take those legs to the side and allow one leg to drop over. Sometimes you get a bit of a click or crunch through the low back. That's perfectly fine. I'm curious if you could hear my back through the webcam. I'm taking those legs to the other side. A few breaths there. And then coming onto our back. I'm just going to do a few pelvic tilts. Nice and local to the low back. So as we rock our back into a posterior pelvic tilt, we flatten through the small of our back. And as we go into an anterior pelvic tilt, we allow the small of our back to lift up. So it's a nice small movement. We don't want to see your thoracic spine coming up off the mat. Small. A few slow breaths here. All right, everyone. Now we're just going to do perhaps a few deep core activations. So I'd like you to get your hands and place them on the inside of your hip bones. So whilst you jump up, it should be about there, okay? And I want you to press in moderately deep and then lift your pelvic floor and activate the core muscles. Now, it can be quite common that we over-brace, and you'll know if you're over-bracing if you feel your fingers jumping up quite a lot. And I'm not sure if you can see my stomach on the screen. As I do that, I push up, but the core muscle should tension sideways because that's the direction of the fibers. So we're turning it on and try and maintain a breath whilst holding your core on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're going to get into some core work. We're going to start with chest lifts. To make it slightly easier, you can reach your hands towards your ankles and reaching that way. So tuck the chin, lifting up through the upper back first and the shoulder blades, and then rolling down in a nice controlled manner. If you feel any strain through the front of the neck, really focus on keeping your chin tucked in, so getting a nice double chin appearance that way. So you reach up. Try to keep those shoulders drawn away from the ears. Now we're going to try and coordinate that breath as well. So at the bottom, I want you to take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lift up through the chest. Take a breath in at the top. And then breathe out as you lower down. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Take a breath in at the top. And breathing down as you lower down. Well done. The neck starts to get a bit sore. Feel free to place your hands around the back of the head to relieve the weight of your head. your head actually weighs about 8 kilos. So it is can be quite strenuous doing chest lifts. All right, guys, we'll be here for 10 more counts. Try to maintain that breath. So we're breathing out as we come up, taking a breath at the top. Let's go for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Now, we're going to place our hands on the mat next to us, and we're going to practice lifting those legs. Start with your legs in tabletop, sorry. And then we're going to try and drop one leg away from the body, and bring it back up to tabletop. So we want to ensure that our knees are over our hips. As we start to fatigue, people will start to let their knees come forward. That's less work for the abdominals. So we want to try and keep our abs working as long as we can as we dip those toes down away from our body and back up to tabletop. Well done. All the movement should be coming from your hips and not from your knees, okay? So that comes from my hip and that's more my knee, okay? So we want to try and maintain that 90-90 position as we take that leg away. If you feel like you start to lose control of your pelvis as you take that leg away, don't take it quite as far, all right? So if you just want to take it to there, that is fine. As long as you're feeling challenged and you're not compromising your core stability for range. Feel free to take a break at any point during this work. We're going to try and add some arms in as well. So if you bring your arms up towards the sky, you're going to drop one leg and then you're going to take the opposite arm away and then bringing them back to center. So if I drop my right leg away, my left arm goes overhead. And I come back. So we go left leg, right arm, back. Try and keep them nice and timed together. Really good work, guys. Try and avoid holding your breath while we're doing this. Let's think. Let's have a breath in and then breathing out. If you would like to make this slightly more challenging, you can extend the leg away from your body. My reference for a good range of the leg extending is actually taking it to about 45 degrees, because as we take it lower, we start to get a bit of rotation through the pelvis. So as I extend that leg away, it's almost like my shin and my foot are next to each other. We won't be here for too much longer, everyone. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really lovely work, guys. So those legs drop down. Take a moment here. Pull your legs in close. And just give that, draw a couple of little circles through the low back. That can be quite strong on the hip flexors at times as well. So it's really good to get a bit of relief through there. All right, everyone. We're going to lie onto our side now and do a bit of glute work. Now, with this, what we're doing today, I'm going to bring the legs up to a 90-degree position. and then 90 degrees at the knees. So it's not quite our typical clam position. Going 90, 90. And I want you to keep nice and long. There's a fly there. Nice and long through the torso, like almost like you could slide a piece of paper under your waistline. We're going to lift the entire leg up, and then we're going to lower it down. Good. And I like to place my hand on my hip for a bit of feedback, because sometimes if we are a bit tight in certain muscles and we try to lift the leg up higher, we start to rock back through that pelvis. But I want you to picture your pelvis sitting right on top of each other. And it's really important that we lower the leg nice and slowly, because we're getting just as much benefit from lowering our leg in a slow manner than if we were to lift it up. Okay, so I don't want to see any legs dropping. Nice and stable and controlled that whole way. And so we're lifting the whole leg up. We're trying to keep our shin parallel to the floor. That's it, guys. Make sure that we keep breathing. All right, we're going to do 3 more here. This can be really strong through those glutes, so you should be feeling it about here. 2 and 3. Well done. Now we're going to pulse it up to the top. We're pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need to give that leg a break, feel free to do so. We're also going to start tapping our knees together and then tapping our feet together. So we're internally rotating from the hip joint, and then we're tapping our toes together. We won't be here for too much longer. Be really strong. Feel those glutes firing up. Good. Keeping those pelvises stacked. And have you still got that tummy engaged? Nice and strong. Like you can slide a piece of paper under your waist. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Now, just to give that hip a bit of a stretch, allow that top leg to fall over on top, and then just rotate your body away slightly. You should feel a big stretch through that glute, just for opening the chest up, right? I'm not sure if I explained that very well, so let me just go again. So lengthen the bottom leg away from your body, allow the top leg to lean across, and then to deepen the stretch, you actually rotate your body towards the roof. Take a few deep breaths here. Really good work, guys. We are now going to do some side lying work. So we're continuing on this side. We'll go back to the clams on the other side after a little break, but we're going to practice some side planks, okay? If you have yucky shoulders or any discomfort with this, just continue doing maybe a few clams or continuing with the series that we just did before. So we're bracing through that top arm nice and strong. And I want you to lift those hips up off the ground. If you have a yucky shoulder with this, try extending it away even. That can feel nicer for some people. But I personally like going on my forearm. Just lifting and lowering nice and slowly. And then lifting up, trying to keep that chest nice and open and not rotating, okay? Good work. If anyone is super eager, they can go out into a full plank position, but that is your choice completely. I'm continuing with this one because this is a good level of challenge for myself. I really feel it through the shoulder blade muscles and the ones that help stabilize the scapula, which is really important for postural muscles. All right, guys, let's do 3 more of these. And then we're going to do a hold for a moment. So now we're holding up. I want you to reach one arm up to the sky and rotate that shoulder around. So this is called thread the needle. So we open it up and then we thread it under our waist. 2. Good work, guys. If you need to take a break and give that shoulder a rest, please do so. We'll only be here for another 10 more counts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that down. Really well done, guys. Just, if you want to stretch out a bit through that side, just press yourself up onto your arm. Keep those legs bent. You should feel a bit of a stretch through there. All right, everyone. Got one more exercise to do in sideline before we do some push-ups, which I know is everyone's favorite. So we're just going to lie down and we're going to stretch those legs away from us. All right. So this is going to work our core a bit, and it's going to work our outer thighs and our inner thighs a bit. So I want you to picture yourself holding a piece of paper in between your legs, and I want you to lift your entire legs off the mat and then lowering down. Good. You can have your head up here if that's more comfortable for you, or if you like to rest down, please continue with that. Really lengthen those legs away from us. Try to keep those necks nice and long. Draw in that belly button. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely work, everyone. Now just rest that top leg over one more time. And we're going to just lift the bottom leg up and down. Up and down. Good work, everyone. Try and almost reach that leg across the room, really visualizing those inner thighs working, okay? It's quite easy to compensate with our hip flexors in this position, so we really want to try and isolate through those inner thighs. Having nice, strong inner thighs is really good for stability as well. We want to make sure that we've got a nice balance through our lower leg muscles. And I think inner thighs can be one of those muscle groups that are neglected a little bit. We're almost there, everyone. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, everyone. We're going to come up and we're going to do some 4-point kneeling work now. So if you have any yucky wrists, you can go onto your fists, or you can, so a bit like that, or you can even weight bend more through the finger joints. That can be quite strong through the fingers though. A bit like that. Or you also can visualize pressing down into the fingers. That helps distribute the forces going through your hands a bit more as well. So just do what feels best for your body. We'll start with a few cat and cows. Looking up, really trying to stretch through the front of the body, and the tummy to drop nice and low. Tuck the tailbone under, rounding through the back, creating a nice C-shaped curve. in between these two positions a few times. Fly. I'm not leaving me alone today. We'll just do a few more of these, and then we're going to stop halfway in between. So one more this way, one more this way. Now I'm halfway in between. All right, so we're going to do a couple of push-up variations. Now, if you'd like to do them in a 4-point kneel, that is absolutely fine. Just remember to turn your fingers in slightly because that allows our elbows to go out like that. So, got a couple of options here. So you can go from a 4-point kneeling position, or you could take yourself into a half plank position and then do your push-ups from there. I don't know if anyone's super eager, but you could do it from a full plank position, but I'm going to be taking the half plank position. Just judge what is best for your body. So we're going to be taking a breath out as we lower down, and then taking the breath in as we push up. Everyone, try to keep a nice long neck as you lower yourself down into that push-up, not letting it sag down, okay? Nice and long. Sit up. Keep that tummy engaged, no saggy backs. All right, keep it nice and drawn in through that belly button. Let's do 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit yourself back into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. It can be really strong on the wrists, so you need to just give them a break for a moment. That is fine. Another really nice way to relieve the wrist is drawing a couple circles. So we interlace our fingers and then just rolling from the wrist. Sometimes people move their elbows, but your elbows shouldn't move. All of the movement should be coming from your wrist. Mine are a bit clunky this morning. All right, our next push-up variation, it's going to be the tricep push-up. So that's when we keep our elbows close to our bodies. All right. So again, you can choose to do this from a 4-point kneel, a half plank position, or a full plank position. I'm going to be taking the half plank because these are really challenging. All right. So when you're ready, engage that core, keeping that neck long. We take a breath in and out. Triceps are not quite as big as our pec muscles, so that's why this one can feel more challenging through the back of the arms, because our wide push-ups actually bias our pec muscles, which are the ones in the front of your chest. That's your triceps, the one in the back of your arms. Let's go for 3 more counts. 2, 1. Oh, okay, give those arms a bit of a break. A nice tricep stretch. Just taking one arm behind your head like that, and then grabbing our elbow and pressing down. Oh, goodness. This is a great way to start a Friday morning before the weekend. And it's hard talking when doing push-ups. Oh, I thought I was distracting myself, but I think I just made it harder on myself. Now I'm going the other way with that arm, so placing one hand behind, interlacing the fingers behind at the elbow, and then pressing down. Fly will not go away from me today. All right. Very nice work, everyone. We are going to do our glutes on the other side now. So make sure that you do the other side and accidentally don't do the same side again. So I'll be facing this way. So we're going 90 degrees up the hips, 90 degrees at the knees, nice and long through our belly, and almost think that you could slide a piece of paper underneath that waistline. We're going to lift that entire leg up and then lowering it down. Well done, everyone. Up and down. Now have a think about your pelvis now. Are you starting to rock through your pelvis, or are you keeping nice and steady, having your two sides of your pelvis stacked on top of each other? Really nice work, everyone. Try to think about your breathing as well now. Are you holding your breath? If you are, it might be nice to think taking a breath out as you lift that leg up, and then in as we lower that leg down. And remember to bring that leg down nice and slowly, so nice, slow and controlled as we go up, and slow and controlled as we bring it down. Because we are working the muscle. So once we bring it up, we're working our muscle in a lengthened position as we lower it in, and that's really important for strength. Just a few more counts here, everyone. As you start to fatigue, you might notice your pelvis rocking. Just don't take that leg quite as high. Let's go for 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, guys. Now we're going to pulse up for 10 counts. So going for 10, 9. Keep all the movement coming from the hip. Keep that pelvis nice and steady. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give that leg a break if you need. Give it a quick rub. If you're all good to go, we're going into our next part where we bring the knees together and then we bring our toes together. So we internally rotate from the hip, not from the pelvis, actual hip joint, and then we bring our toes together. Flight is bugging me. Oh, goodness. That's it, guys. Really trying to keep it steady through the pelvis. It's really easy to compensate here. So put that hand on your hip if you need that extra bit of feedback. Keep it up, everyone. Be really strong through the hips. We're almost there. Almost done. These glute exercises are really good for the knees as well. Like, if we have weak glutes, sometimes we can get knee pain. So it's really important that we strengthen the deep hip muscles. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax that leg down. Allow that leg to fall in front. Lengthen the bottom leg. Oh, rotate that body away. Should be a nice stretch through the glute. Very strong stretch for me today. All right, everyone. That is I'm feeling that today. If you need to hang out on that stretch for a bit longer, that is absolutely fine. But we're carrying on into the half plank component of our side lying series. So nice and strong. We want that elbow under our shoulder, nice and open through the chest. And then we're going to start by lifting those hips off of the mat, lowering down, lifting up, down. Well done. If you have yucky shoulders, you can try doing it from a propped up arm. Sometimes that gives a little bit of relief to the shoulder. If not, I encourage you to continue with the side lying glute work. Do what feels best for your body today. Try and maintain that breath. Draw that belly button in as we lift ourselves up, keeping nice and open through the chest. Lowering down. Lift it up. Down. We won't be here for too much longer. We should be working really hard through that shoulder. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to stay up and we're going to do our thread the needles. So just bring myself a bit closer. Bring one arm up to the sky, and then we thread around. Up to the sky, and threading through. Keeping nice and long through that body. Here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, everyone. Just lower that hip down. If you want to get a bit of a stretch through the side, pop up into your arms. Just sort of allow you to lengthen through the side of the body there. All right. Alrighty, everyone. What have we got next? We are doing, I believe, some work lying on our backs. Alrighty. We're gonna start by sitting on our bottoms facing anyway. I'm more used to giving you comments if we're in class in person. So start facing one way, and there's a few ways you can do this. Let's start by grabbing on through the back of the legs, and I want you to tuck through that pelvis first and slowly start to round and make a C curve with your spine, and tuck the pelvis up, and we set up nice and tall, okay? So we tuck through the pelvis, round through the spine, sitting back up. If this is feeling good with the upper limb support, please continue with that. If not, you can lengthen your arms away from your body and start to roll down that way. And then sitting up nice and tall. Round through the spine. And nice and tall. So round, tuck that belly button in. And then coming up. Now let's try to coordinate our breath with this as well. So let's take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out as we lower down. Take a breath in at the bottom. And a breath out as we come back up. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathe out as we lower down. Take a breath in as we hold. And then breathing out as we come back up. And again, breathing in to prepare. Breathing out as we lower down. Take a breath in while we hold. Breathing out as we come up. Good. If your hip flexors are starting to feel a bit sore here, I recommend using your hands again, okay? You start to feel any strain through the front of the neck, tuck that chin in. Well done, guys. If you want to challenge for the next 10 counts, when you're at the bottom, try and lift your arms up towards your ears, bring them down, and sitting up. It really challenges your center of gravity. Eight more counts, everyone. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's bring ourselves back down onto our backs. And let's do a bit of a glute stretch here before we stand up and finish with some standing work. So crossing that leg over to about to the front of the thigh, just below the knee, and then bring that bottom leg towards your chest and stretching out through that glute. If you can't quite reach that bottom leg, or if you're feeling the stretch here, that's absolutely fine. If you can't quite reach that leg, but you still want to bring the leg closer, you can just lift from the shin. All right, guys, let's change over now. So placing those legs down, crossing one leg over the opposite leg, and then drawing it in towards your body if you wanted to make it a deeper stretch. Take a few breaths here, and then we're just going to do a little bit of standing work for the last few minutes. Lay that leg down. And we're going to come up via a spinal roll. So starting on those feet, straightening through the legs, and gradually standing up. Now I'm just going to have to move my laptop a little bit further back so that you can see me whilst we do this. We're going to work today. Oh gosh, you still can't see my face. That's all right. There we go. On our squat. So, oh no, you can't see my feet. I'm sorry, everyone. Bit of a. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're going to stand 2 feet a bit about shoulder width apart, and I want you to then stand on one leg and then bring the other foot slightly behind, just working on our asymmetrical squats. All right, I'm going to sink down into a squat, and then come up to standing. All right. Now I want you to have a feel through your hips. Are you folding at your hips at the same time, or are you starting to rotate? Okay. So just to get another view of how my legs are, slightly behind as I bend down and coming up. All right. Making sure that knee is tracking in line with the second toe. That we're leaning forward slightly, but we're not leaning all the way forward. I still want to see your chest, but we do fold and almost bow down slightly. Almost there, everyone. Another small thing you might not realize that's going on with your body is that you might start to collapse through the arch, and then that can make the knee track inwards as well. So we really want to feel pressure under the base of the second toe as we do these squats. Almost there, everyone. Let's go for 5 more counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. Give those legs a quick shake, and then we're going to start on the other side. So start with our weight on that leg, placing one foot slightly behind. Yeah, and then we're lowering down. Allowing the chest to come forward slightly, but not that I can't see your chest, all right? Just bring your awareness to what's going on in your body. Guys, making sure that knee's in line about the second, third toe. Are you collapsing through your arch, or is your knee drawing in? All right, let's keep it nice and strong through those glutes and feel the pressure through all parts of your feet, except for the arch. Of course. Nice. This leg will start to warm up pretty quickly. Oh, I'm losing my balance a little bit. Let's go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, give those legs a little bit of shake. All right, that's all. Thank you for your patience today, everyone. I hope that the online classes worked for you and that there's something you're enjoying. Hopefully I'll see you all online next week. And hopefully I'll be dressed a little bit quicker next week. I hope you all have a lovely Friday and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys. Bye.